have you or will you talk to your team about the pitfalls that lie ahead for the defending NFC champion?
Yeah, you know what, Jim? It has flown by, but I think we're all excited and ready to get going on the regular season. You know, the guys have a good focus and concentration. Kind of really got started with an extra day on Carolina today, and I think there's an urgency that you can feel. There's a difference in the preparation and the way that we're approaching things right now. We're focused on this year, and I think our guys have done a great job having that singular focus on just producing in the present. That's what we'll continue to do, and hopefully it'll lead to a good performance starting off the season on Sunday.
Hey, Sean, how do you playoffs first year and then the Super Bowl, and we know the goal is the same, but how do you use the last couple of years as you start this year to your advantage?
Yeah, they're all learning ops, Chris, and for us to be able to use the last couple years, but there's a lot of guys that have played a lot longer than 2 years. We've had some good continuity with this group, especially over the last couple years, and really going into our third year with our coaching staff and a lot of our core players. But we know that, you know, every year you wipe the slate clean. I think you use those as learning opportunities and things to draw on. But this league is so competitive to think that any bit of the previous success we had will at all help us, you know, into this season. I think our guys aren't naive enough to think that. So we know that we've got to earn it every single day.
Could you just talk about the running back position and your plan of preference approaching the season?
You got a fantasy squad or something like that?
Yeah, that's part of it. But
yeah.
I have work to do.
No, I mean, you know, Todd Gurley's feeling good. He's our starting back. He's been one of the best all-purpose backs based on his production and what he's done for us over the last couple years. And then we've got two guys in Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson that we feel really confident about being able to spell him. But what we do as far as, you know, activating different personnel groupings, things like that, those are things that we will see on Sunday.
They're all kind of in play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Maybe 3 at a time. I think so. I think, you know, it's a game that you've got to always adapt, adjust, and evolve. And I think coaches do a great job of doing that. And the challenge for us as coaches, whether it be offense, defense, special teams, is always to stay up to date, not lose sight of what some of the foundational things are that have helped you sustain a certain level of success, or what you haven't done great. You got to be able to fix that. And, you know, we talk about being able to face it, fix it, and then do it better the next time. And specific to some of those things, that's what we expect to be able to see, you know, as the season approaches, and we're looking forward to that. Yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's really predicated on whatever, you know, from an offensive standpoint, what the defense activates and how we can have an answer. And then, you know, offensively, in a lot of instances, they determine what the defense's response is based on whatever call we activate on defense. So it's always kind of that chess match, but certain times, you know, different down and distances enable you to feel like you're in a favorable spot, whether it be from an offensive or a defensive perspective. But on both sides of the ball, we've expected to adapt and evolve, and we're looking forward to seeing if that shows true against a great opponent on week 1. They did. Everyone's good to go. You know, everyone that we're counting on, with the exception of those guys, you know, where, you know, Justin Lawler ended up, placed him on IR, and then everybody else is accounted for. Everybody's feeling good, and we're healthy. It was like a walk-through, jog-through. You know, it was a modified kind of above the neck, like you hear us talk about. But it was more of a mental focus, and we got a good lift in. There were some good things that, you know, Coach Cromer and our personnel staff had seen on tape, some of the traits and characteristics that we're looking for from our interior linemen, and really, you know, that's what went into it. And sometimes, you know, we felt like with the ability to have Justin Lawler, you know, you place him on IR, that kind of ended up freeing a spot up for us later on in the afternoon. And he was a guy that we had targeted that, you know, once he hit waivers, somebody that we were interested in and want to get him in here and get a chance to really evaluate him day to day. Yeah, there's a good chance it would be. You know, it really depends on, you know, hopefully the situation doesn't come up where somebody goes down, Lindsey. But David's a guy that's demonstrated some position flex, both from a guard standpoint and the tackle on both sides of the ball. Jameel Demby, it's like finding Where's Waldo in some of these preseason games. You know, he's all over the front. So, and then Bobby Evans has shown some good things. So with our eight offensive linemen, and then, you know, you add in the one we just signed yesterday, you know, those are the things that we'll continue to evaluate. But David has a good chance of being in that situation. Great player. I mean, you look at an MVP in recent years, can affect the game both, you know, passing the football, creating off schedule, and then obviously as a runner, the athleticism shows up. But anytime that you have that dual threat, but somebody that can make plays in the pocket, he can make plays out of the pocket with his arm, with his legs, that's an extremely challenging thing for a defense, and he's a great player. So it's going to be a great challenge for us, Gary. Yeah, it's a monster. I mean, and those guys do an outstanding job. I mean, you talk about a versatile back. We feel really good to have one of our own, but a guy that has the ability to contribute in all phases. He competes without the ball, but the things that he can do, even going back to his career at Stanford, he's an impressive player. I think you see the production that a Greg Olson has had over the course of his career, and then they're excited about DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. So they got some young playmakers, they got some dynamic guys, and North Turner does as good a job as anybody of putting his players in good spots to be able to make plays and attack the defensive structures that that teams are presenting. Yeah, we're excited. They know it's a great challenge. It's a very physical front. I mean, you look at KK Short, you got Poe inside, and then to be able to add McCoy, and then you got Addison coming off the edge. They signed Bruce Irvin, and then you draft Burns in the first round, and then you're not even mentioning two elite players in Kuechly and Thompson in the middle. So they're a very physical defense. They've done an outstanding job. Coach Rivera is a great coach, and it is certainly going to be a great challenge, but one that we're excited about. We respect them, but I'm very excited to see some of these young guys go compete, and I think they would say the same thing. It's a great opportunity for them. It's a great challenge because they are solid on their interior line, but it's really a great opportunity for him to, get a chance at some of his first real live game action where he'll be up active. And if he continues to just carry over, where he's left off from what he's done in training camp, from the offseason program, we're expecting a lot of positive things from Sebastian. All right. Thanks, guys.